Hey everybody, I just wanted to show you some plants that I picked up from the garden center before we head to the allotment. So one of the problems about getting your allotment in the middle of July is that it's boiling hot out. Tomorrow with the humidex it's supposed to be 35, today's like 28 or something, so working out in full sun with no shade is just incredibly hot. But one of the good things is that all the garden centers are on mega sale, and so I was able to get this $10 asparagus for $2.50. But to be honest, I can't really even feel the arms in here, and so, or hands, they're like these little claws, the roots. And so I need to check them out. Oh, there's a bee that keeps going by. I really want to check them out and see if they're even good, or if I want to soak them maybe. It says they're 2 years old, so maybe I only have to wait maybe 2 springs before I can eat them, which would be really cool. I really want to fill up the plot with a bunch of perennial plants because technically this plot is mine until I stop paying for it, and so any investment that I put into it will continue on. So I am going to move my rhubarb plant there. I'm going to move some of the comfrey that I have right there, so that way I have a natural fertilizer on site with me. I'm gonna have the asparagus strawberries that I had dug up. I'm gonna return those back there, and I'm kind of want to do some blueberries, so I'm thinking about doing that. So we're gonna go tonight, and the plan is to build the trenches and the walkways, add some wood chips, mulch the garden as much as possible, and then if we can work on the fencing, that's a great idea too. So really our plan is just to get it set up for planting, and then I'm hoping to go back again another day this weekend, so that way I can plant the rhubarb, the asparagus, and all of the things I brought. And someone was giving away some tomato plants, so I picked up 5 tomato plants. So, and I have the peppers. If you watched my how to grow a container garden video, I planted some peppers in pots, and I'm actually going to move those out of the pots and into the allotment because why wouldn't I? I have so much space. So that's the plan. So I am going to catch you at the allotment next. Hey guys, we just got to the allotment and the bugs are really bad right now, but also someone stole my fence and I'm pretty upset about that. There was a chicken wire fence that ran the full length of the 50 feet, and I loved the fact that we had that fence so we didn't have to invest in much more. So we went out and bought just the last 2 25-foot pieces that we needed to finish the fence, and we came here today and someone had taken it. So kind of not a nice way to start my day. Okay, so as you guys can see, we actually hired somebody to till this because there was no way that mini tiller was ever going to be able to do what we needed it to do, and so we paid 80 bucks and we got it tilled on Monday, and so we just haven't had a chance to get here yet, and it looks so much better than the way we left it last week. I'm still not over someone stealing my chicken wire fence, but my neighbor made a good point to email the city and ask them to see if they can email people out and ask them to return it. So I'm going to attempt that. So today what we're going to focus on, originally we were going to focus on building the fence, but now that half of it's been taken, I don't exactly want to leave any part of it here because we bought new fencing and I don't really want it stolen. So I don't think we're going to work on that today. I'm just going to start marking out where I want the pathways to be, and then they have a big pile of wood chips here, and we really only have a couple hours here today anyways. So I am going to start marking off pathways, and we're going to cover it with wood chips and then start building our trenches. So follow along. Hard to move with just like the rake. I don't know if there's better tools, but I don't really want to go out and buy different tools for the allotment because it starts to get really expensive once you're buying the fencing and the stakes and then any other tools you need. Like, just to get this going is a $1,000 investment, it feels like, and it's just like a lease, like it's not permanent, right? I'm being cautious of how much money to spend, and now I'm more cautious if people steal stuff. Like, that's like $50 worth of fencing. Can you tell I'm frustrated? And then this morning I got a rude comment on one of my other YouTube videos on the Easy Digger, where some guy decided to tell me that I made a fool out of myself and I don't know how to use a tool, when the tool has a description on the website when you buy it, of what it's for, and it's very intuitive on how to use it. Not to mention, even if you use it differently than what it's listed for, if it works for your use, why does it even matter how somebody else chooses to use it? The thing about gardening is that it's all one giant experiment, and what works for me doesn't necessarily work for you, and what works for you doesn't always work for me, and we live in different climates, and when it comes to nature, it's a living item, so you can't control it. Us humans like to think that we have control over things, but we really have control over nothing. You don't have control over me, I don't have control over you, and I definitely don't have control over nature. Nature's gonna grow exactly how it wants to grow, and I'm gonna use a tool exactly like how it works for me and my body and my garden. And people that are on their keyboards deciding to send rude messages, it didn't really ruin my day so much. It's enough to talk about it though, but it didn't ruin my day. I just delete the comment. I don't have time for people like that, but I don't know where people get off writing comments. Like, what does he gain from sending a message like that to me? What does it change his life is the real question. Gotta get back to work. I'd really like to do things at the 3-foot increment, but then you look at 3 feet and you're like, that's a little too small.
Too small?
Yeah, like that's 3 feet. Like,
okay.
Like I don't know, doesn't this feel a little narrow?
No, not at all.
It feels narrow.
Really?
4 feet to me feels like.
I know you can't reach 4 feet.
But like if I'm bending over, no, it's 4 feet per pathway.
Oh, you're doing pathways?
Yeah.
And 3 feet beds?
I don't know what the bed size is right now. I'm just trying to build a bit of a.
Oh, pathway around the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My rake. Oh.
3 feet's probably decent, but you could go 4 feet just in case. Actually, 4 feet's probably good because of the beds. They'll have flowers in it.
I'm just thinking like the edging.
Yeah.
Like maybe in between the trenches is narrower.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking for like the border around the garden.
Yeah.
That like if I have to go through with a wheelbarrow.
Yeah.
Or we have to go through getting the water set up.
Yeah.
Like I just think that 4 feet makes way more sense. Okay. I've started a little bit. We've marked off the 4-foot pathway that I'm going to do all the way to the end. And this is going to be my main pathway. So we've started the wood chips. And I think that I'm going to make my mounds maybe 3 feet wide. Originally I was going to do 1.5 feet, but I think 2 feet should be my minimum. And maybe 3 feet will look better. So, just trying to maximize my growing space. Hello. Literally, it shows how hard it is, how long this is going to take us.
Well, we've got one pathway done. We have to go all the way down to that edge.
It's not even good. I want to try and get these tomatoes in.
Yeah. So if you just rake it this way now.
Thank you for that helpful tip.
Then you're good. Go.
What do you think I've been working on?
It's looking good. It's looking really good. Don't bury your measuring tape.
I think I'm going to bury the measuring tape.
Yeah, it could happen. You know, we're going to be like, where's our measuring tape? There's definitely potatoes here.
I know, I keep finding little pieces of potato too.
Or are these rocks?
I don't know. It looks like a potato.
No, that's a rock.
Oh, I saw a potato.
Oh, did you?
But maybe it's also a rock. You're right, they're potato rocks.
Potato rock?
Yeah, potato rock.
What is a potato rock?
It's a rock that looks like a potato.
A potato rock, okay. Understood. And how far do you want the walkways in between?
2 feet, I think.
Okay.
This stick we can use.
And you want 3 foot beds?
2 is originally the plan.
It's very small. I'll put it here.
But I was thinking about only having 1 plant like per row.
Per row?
Like 3 feels really big.
Is it? It isn't for that big.
I want to go 2.
Okay.
Because technically on a 2-foot bed I could put 2 peppers side by side.
Oh, yeah, actually.
Technically, yeah.
And you don't think it's going to keep falling into your walkways and be annoying.
I don't know. Never done a trenched garden before.
Right, so I'm gonna come in and just basically shovel the center and throw it into the middle.
Okay.
You gonna grow your tomatoes sideways, like they do in Italy,
Yeah, I should.
on the ground?
I should.
You should try it.
I don't know why I'm using the hori-hori knife when we have a second shovel.
What are you doing?
I don't know.
You're gonna ruin your hori-hori.
Oh, shit.
How good of a job do you want that dug?
Oh, it doesn't have to be that great.
Okay.
It's a pathway, but I also I was thinking about maybe putting my compost bin in that corner, but I'm just like nervous of people using it and stuff.
Compost bin?
Yeah.
Why would they use that?
I don't know. Why would someone steal 50 feet of fence?
I don't know.
I just have a lot of questions.
That's fair.
How does it look? The first plant.
That's good. Bit of
It's instantly a garden.
it needs to be flattened out a little bit, but I think we can do that after you get your plants in the
What
ground.
needs to be flattened out?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, the beds. They look like they're ones. They look higher and lower, but it doesn't really matter.
Okay, so it's been 2 hours and we didn't accomplish very much, but we did get one garden in, and we got tomatoes that we were gifted from a neighbor, and so we were able to do the wood chips on both sides of it and a mound with some mulch. And so right now the water's not working here, so we're just gonna go talk to the city and ask them what's going on, because I wasn't able to water these poor tomatoes, so I put on some really wet mulch, so I'm hoping that'll help for now. But if this is all that 2 hours can accomplish, we've got a really big job ahead of us, so wish us luck as we continue on this journey. Thanks for watching.